Folks, I am stunned right now. This happens a lot as news breaks throughout the day. But about 5 minutes ago, an article went up on INFOWARS.com and PrisonPlanet.com by Steve Watson. And as the overall omnibus director or editor, chief cook and bottle washer, I didn't even try to contact Steve Watson in England, in Albion, in Britannia, a great writer and political scientist that he is. I just ran into a Don Salazar and had him change the headline because it's not hardcore enough. All the data just clicked, and we've got to add this to the story. I've got a Don adding it right now. Or if Steve's listening, he can talk to a Don, he can do it. But I know they're 6 hours ahead. Steve probably just got off. His brother won't be getting off till midnight because wild horses can't drag old Paul Watson away. He is absolutely in it to win it. Steve's awesome as well, just as smart as his brother, just he doesn't work 18 hours a day like Paul. My point is, and I'm digressing, this is so massive, ladies and gentlemen. You know it's come out that they're blocking memorials, World War II, Korea, Vietnam, that aren't even federally paid for or run. They're blocking Mount Vernon that's privately contracted and run. They're blocking the Grand Canyon that has privately contracted and run hotels and security and everything else. They are blocking hundreds of resorts, scores of monuments, and now Mount Rushmore, the joke started last week, will Obama have a white sheet in front of it with helicopters so you can't see the four presidents carved into stone? Well, guess what's happened? They have gone on non-federal property miles away and are putting up barricades on mountain pull-offs so that families can't pull off and can't see it. And I'm telling you, that is the spirit now at the Grand Canyon and at the Texas coast. The last two national parks I've been to, Grand Canyon, Big Bend, the Texas coast, I guess that's three. They will come out of their way to treat you like garbage. I mean, they will come over. And I thought, well, it's just because I'm a man one time hiking. No, they go up to women, families, boss people around. I mean, it's like North Korea. In fact, I've never been anywhere in the world where they treat people this bad. First place I ever saw it was a decade ago in D.C., where you'd be taking video of the Washington Monument in the middle of a field. And the cops would walk over and say, you can't film. Who are you filming for? And I'm like, well, I'm actually have a TV show. Oh, you need a permit. Well, no, they don't give permits in D.C. Don't get smart with me, buddy. I'm like, but you know that. And he goes, I don't care. Get out of here. And you're like, wow, you're a tyrant. They put their hand on their gun. They go, listen, you want to do this the easy way or the hard way? And then you see them do it to families with kids. I mean, this country is so pathetic. I mean, we are not the land of the free, home of the brave. We will put up with anything. And people think groveling to government gets the government to be nice to you. No, it's the opposite. I'll never forget being in New York. Again, 10 years ago, maybe 11 years ago, and asking a cop, sir, do you know where this is? And the guy yelling and saying, do I look like a phone book? You don't talk to God. Moses had to do it through a burning bush and only saw God's, from the angle. Yeah, I mean, I believe now that we probably should be executed if we look at a government person. I'm serious. They are God. They are king. They made the sun come up. They had me. They built the planet. They did it all. George Washington, as the Army training manual will say, is a bad man. I agree with him. This isn't absurd. This isn't satire. The point is, this is not absurdist. This is not satire. They're really doing all of this. I said I'd go to your calls. Just my brain exploded into a kaleidoscope, a cornucopia, a spectrum, a galaxy of points when I saw the headline up on Infowars.com. Was government Amber Alert offline notice a fake? And the headline doesn't exactly make sense because it was a fake by the Justice Department, but it makes it sound like it was a fake total. So I've had it changed. It should be up by now. In fact, tell them go ahead and update it before the stuff I wrote. I had them record something I want to add to the article, but I don't want them to wait. I want to just change the headline now and then update it later. Because then I read it, and then I saw what the tech people were saying and went and looked at it. And indeed, it's just a fake screen up there with the whole Amber Alert site behind it. And any type of web person knows how to go find the root and actually find the site. So the site's up, the site's running, it's actually there. The Amber Alerts are still running. It's part of essential functions, 83% of the government. And they just put that up to create the hoax, the fraud. These are criminals that ship guns to Mexico to kill people so they could blame the Second Amendment. I mean, this is so incredible. And I just got a massive headache, basically, when I saw the article, because it made me so incredibly angry. There it is. The article's been changed. Justice Department caught in Amber Alert takedown hoax. Website restored after public discovered sites were up, but being rerouted. Unbelievable. Note from Alex Jones. Man, Don wrote that fast off my recording. This is part of a criminal pattern of obstruction to taxpayer-funded services. As with Mount Rushmore, highway pull-offs and boat ramps on the Mississippi are being blocked. You probably want to say as in Mount Rushmore in the state it's in, and highway pull-offs and boat ramps on the Mississippi being blocked. The system wants to make the shutdown as painful for the American people as possible, as National Park Service rangers have admitted. This is outright criminal because the Amber Alert site is still up. They're simply blocking it. And then we're going to add a link in there to the good Park Service person who I bet will get audited or killed. I'm not kidding. When you work for them and you go against them, they will kill you. I'm not kidding. It's like you belong to them now. They have these weird rules. And they've had senior park rangers say it's disgusting. We've been ordered to make things painful because they're not all criminals. And I've still run into park rangers that are, hi, how you doing? Oh, they'll give you directions that are nice. But compared to how they were just 10, 15 years ago when I would go is night and day. When I was a kid, the park rangers were so cool. And would help you and tell you cool stories. And now, I mean, it's just disgusting. There it is. National Park Rangers ordered to keep visitors out of privately run businesses. And they go on to say it is disgusting. And that they've been, quote, ordered. The headline is ordered to make it uncomfortable. And I've got so much news, folks. Obama is holding the country hostage now, going out and giving a speech last Thursday, making statements yesterday that we're going to default if they don't raise the debt limit or they keep the government shut down. Which, of course, when the president starts talking about defaults and bad markets, of course the stock market went down today. Stock markets went down everywhere. And then he says, see, I told you so, when he's the one signaling it. Outrageous. They are threatening to scuttle everything if we don't give them what they want. But here's the deal. They're going to scuttle it anyways. They're going to wreck us anyways. So all we got to do is say, go ahead, you little terrorist. Go ahead and shut down whatever you want, scum. You ever been in a relationship where somebody says who you thought was nice, and they get really nasty and they threaten you? And that's when the relationship's over for good with me. Bam. Boom. It's over. I mean, I had a couple girlfriends out of many that many people I dated. But it was always when you were really serious with somebody. And repeatedly, it's like, if you leave me, I'm going to call the police on you and say you're beating me. I had that happen twice. And I went, you're the person that punches me, and that's why I don't like this, and claws at me and stuff and throws things at me. I am, you know, don't come over to my house anymore, or my apartment anymore. And when someone tries to hold you hostage, it just absolutely makes you angry. So I'm like, good, call him, you liar. And the point is that this is what this is like, but I can't leave Obama. I can't get the government out of my life. I can't get him off my back. I mean, if some restaurant gives you bad service, you don't go back there. If some company cheats you, you don't do business again, and you speak out against them, give them bad word of mouth. But, I mean, the New World Order is I can't get it out of my life. And I know you're sick of it, too. You can't get them out of your life. And that's the feeling of being trapped with this abusive relationship with these people that live off of us and then treat us like garbage. At the same time, we're going exactly through what our founders went through and so many other cultures went through. It's called slavery, folks. Just like black people being slaves in this country, or Europeans being feudal serf slaves, or in the Navy, the British, the French, the All the major navies of Europe went and grabbed men and children off the street, and they called it impressment because it's illegal to have a white slave. You just chain them up and beat them if they don't do the work you want. Cat or nine tails, same deal. I mean, they were doing impressment. When did England get rid of impressment? I think it was in 1812, I think, because another war happened with England partially over that, the War of 1812. And I think England got rid of impressment in 1812. Let's look it up. But what do you think the draft is? That's another form of impressment. But we put up with it. If a foreign enemy is attacking us, well, we've got to do this. You shouldn't have to be drafted. You should go join. You see? But the elites never want to be part of the fighting once you have a corrupt system. In the old days, people wouldn't go to war unless the king saddled up at the head of the troops, ladies and gentlemen. Plus, it was the form of entertainment to be in war. Those were real men back then. They wanted to go be in a fight. I mean, you wanted to go start wars just so they could go kill each other. But see, now we have fluoride in our water. Maybe that argument is it's good for us that they've dumbed us down. Yep, there you go. The impressment of seamen from American ships caused serious tensions between Britain and the United States in the years leading up to the War of 1812. And after the defeat of Napoleon in 1814, Britain ended the practice and never resumed it. But they really officially ended it in 1814. But there were so many riots over impressment in London and dads going crazy when their 10-year-old got grabbed up the front porch. My point is, it's the same deal. Get off our backs. You don't own us. We are awake and we're tired of it. I'm not your slave. Get it through your head.
I'm Darren McBreen, and these are some of the new items that are available now at InfoWarsShop.com.
Alert the public to Obama's blatant abuse of power with the new Obama t-shirt. Obama's Joker face on the front and come and take it on the back. It's time to publicly call him out for what he is, a tyrant. Defend the Second Amendment with our top seller Come and Take It t-shirts. And look at that, women's cut tank tops and t-shirts now available. Nice hat. Plus the Don't Tread on Me flag. And now you can become a micro distributor of the InfoWars magazine. Plus, get your own copy delivered right to your door each and every month. And if you're tired like I am of you and your family being exposed to polluted drinking water, get the Pro One high-performance water filter. It gets rid of all pathogenic bacteria, cyst, fluoride, heavy metals, and numerous other contaminants.
So join the revolution at InfoWarsShop.com.